All right, this will be the trading recap for Monday, July 15th. So looking at this, we took a short right here, which I cut. There's the entry, 5.75. There's the cut at 9.5, just a point below. Missed out a lot on that, but I'll talk about what all was up with that. Then we got in the long here, stopped out break even, re-entered that same position, same thesis, got a 1 point lower entry, and then rode it all the way up here. I was definitely more cautious getting out with this one because, well, first of all, I got that run up again, and then when price started rejecting, and then testing it again, at this point, I wasn't too worried about letting this break and keep going, but we'll get into that when we talk about the trade. All right, so here's what I'm watching today. Price was pretty much in a balanced pre-market between these 8.3s and these 9.5s. And the 9.5s represent pretty much this rejection here on Thursday of last week, and then still being tested here. And then those 8.3s represent this high from, I guess this is Sunday's session from the pre-market. And then it also got defended the support there. So those are the two levels I'm watching. So the first thing I was watching for was a break or a failed break of this level, and it happened so beautifully, and I got in on it, but I got out, and I'm not mad about why, but it's kind of really annoying actually. But you can see this aggressive buying into the high, aggressive buyer comes in right here, lots of volume, gets kind of trapped, then selling starts coming in, then selling really starts coming in here at 940. When did I get in? Or 3. I got in right here at 943. So I got in right when the selling started picking up. And all right, everything was looking great. I entered the market, but for some reason, my broker is like glitching today. So when I entered the market, it said up 27 ticks like right away. Like that's what my position said. And I didn't, so I closed it. I didn't close it because I thought I was up 27 ticks, but I closed it because I knew something was off, and I didn't want it to potentially hurt me. But then after I closed it and looked at how much money I had made, it aligned with like the $1 or the 1 point gain I had on the contracts. So I realized that my broker was just kind of glitched out with the numbers it was working with today, and that the actual price execution was entering fine. So at that point, I'm sitting there pissed off, tons of FOMO. I missed out on this trade. And I missed out on, it's not that I didn't even take it. I was in it and took myself out because of a stupid broker issue. But however, I did end up getting another setup, which I probably wouldn't have taken because I probably would have been done for the day. So it is what it is with trading. You got to adapt and you got to do better. So yeah, I'm pissed off about that, but I see, hey, we're coming into my next area of opportunity. Instead of sitting here and saying, oh, I could have made all this, I'm shifting my focus, shifting my gears. I'm 100% focused on how can I possibly make money on a bounce at this level. So right when we test it here at 945, let me see. I was in from 947 to 950 on this. So pretty much we have just buying coming in, selling into that level, here's some buying, more selling into that level, fails, and aggressive buying out of it. And that's a perfect setup for me to try to get long. We get that. And that's one thing I should also say is if this buying dies quick, that's a setup I can also scratch, because on this first bounce that I'm in on, I'm a first buyer right here. I don't know if this buying is true, but I see some of it start to come in. I want to get in and ride that. And if it turns against me, I'm fine with cutting it for a few ticks, a few points, rather than a full loss. So there's that trade right there. Got that initial run up. Entry was perfect, 8.5. This next one was 8.6, 1 point higher. But yeah, got 7.25 points of run up. My initial target was right here at the 3s. So got really close to hitting that. And then stopped out break even. And this is the point where I was starting to get a little frustrated, but I kept my composure and looked for a possible new entry on that retest. So some more selling came into that level, dipped a little bit down below my entry into the 8.3s, 8.4s, and then we start getting this bind picking up. And I get in here right at 9.51 with this bind coming in off of this 8.3, 8.4 level, which is obviously my support level. And then also the setup on the book map is we got this intraday demand coming in from that first bounce, showing there's buyers present. So when we retest this and the selling fails and the buying comes in, it's a good, like, if you're looking at, like, if you're a candlestick trader, that's how a lot of like lower highs form, like, or higher lows, and that's what that is right there. And then, as I said, we got that initial run up, came back down. I held my stop for that initial move down. This got right back below break even, so I'm glad I did. Then when this move started rallying up, I moved my stop, reducing risk to about here, and then eventually to break even. But I got out a decent amount of my position here because price was slowing down again, and at these 9.1s, 9.2s, and I'd rather have when it's looking likely that we might reject, I'm completely fine to take off some of that, get a little bit of profit locked in. And then pushed up a little bit more, got out some of my final lots in the 9.2s through the 9.4s up in this area, and could have gotten a little bit more, it looks like, but I'm happy with how I handled that. Definitely in the past I would have, like I did, I'm not going to say I would have gotten super emotional about this, because I did get emotional, but it's just the way I can handle it now. So it's that emotional resiliency, recognizing patterns, and not letting those patterns cause you to do anything irrational. You're always going to feel the emotions. You're always going to feel the impulses to do stupid, irrational things to make money. But it's in your control to recognize when it's happening and to say, no, I don't need to do that. I'm going to follow my rules. I'm going to wait for opportunity. I'm going to wait for proper confirmation. I'm going to do everything right. I'm going to pickpocket or pinpoint only the trades I need to take, only take the ones in my wheelhouse. And you don't need to trade just because the market is moving. Yeah, that'll end the video today. There's a chance I do not have a video tomorrow. I might not be trading tomorrow, but I'll be back Wednesday for sure. So peace.